Maxine Tenbohmer wants us to see if we can help her to see if her father Martin has any messages for her. So yeah, we'll give it a go. We'll use these mediumship cards and we'll attempt to bring the two worlds just a bit closer together for you there, Maxine. And we'll ask Martin to shuffle the cards in a way. We'll shuffle them, of course, but we'll ask him to manipulate them through us as we provide a bridge or a channel to help place each card with a pre-written message on it in place, so it forms like a message that we can see, what we can feel from that, or sense. Spirit, we ask, Spirit of Martin, we ask for your presence. Have you any messages for Maxine? We ask, commune with us, Martin, through these cards and move among us. Spirit of Martin, we ask for your presence. To provide a message for your daughter Maxine, commune with us through these cards and move among us. Spirit of Martin, we ask for your presence. Commune with us, Martin, through these cards and move among us. Blessed be to Martin and all absent friends. And we cut the deck like so, and then we place them just to the side here, not too far away, and we, first of all, I would just want to welcome you, Martin, to our setting. I want to thank you for joining us as we've invited you there. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the message that you're about to share with us, Maxine, mainly, of course, and thank you for your time and your energy. And we can now commence to see what that message is. I'll just take the first card. I normally deal out 3 cards, about like beginning, middle and end. That's how I tend to do it, and then it sort of makes sense to me, and that's just how I do it. And then of course, if any other cards, if we feel we want to pull any more cards off, we can, but initially it's 3. And let's just see what the first thing, Martin, let's just see what your father wants to say to you there, Maxine. The first thing he wants to say, as we just flip the card nice and slowly there, out of respect for Spirit, out of respect for Martin. He's just saying there that he just wants you to know, he's just letting you know that he's saying, Maxine, I had to leave that way. That's just the way I went. I had to. That's just what it is. The way that I passed was just how it had to be, and I couldn't have left anyway. It's just what was planned by Spirit, and I hope you. I just hear like, not a voice, but like something saying, I hope you can understand that. I hope you can understand that, Maxine. I hope you understand that. Either, of course, Maxine, of course, either you do and don't want to accept it, or you don't quite understand why you had to leave that way. It was so. Either, I don't know how he passed. I can't sort of work that out at the minute or sense anything yet. This is a message, of course, for you from your father, so this will be between you and him, won't it? Naturally. And of course, let's suppose a medium is a mediator, really. I think the word medium is a bit of a bit of a silly word, isn't it? When it should be really mediator or mediator or something like that, really, shouldn't it? It's the mediator in between, isn't it? Let's see though, what. Although of course I don't make any claims myself to be a medium or a psychic or anything. I just do what we do, and it's not for me to claim anything. It's for spirits to claim their right to communicate, in this case the spirit of a father to communicate with his daughter, and he's chosen this time, and here we have, he's just saying, now I have no pain. So it looks as though, doesn't it, do you know, it's ages since that I've seen that card come out for anybody, really. Maybe you were saving it, Martin, for that. Maybe you were holding it back as a bit of a fix, ready for later on. And you fixed it. You've done well. I had to leave that way, Maxine. But now I have no pain. It sounds like a book card or something, just as to make the sentence, if you see what I mean. We don't use the sentences on the card to the exact letter. We just use them to make the phrase. That's the way I had to go. That's just how it was, Maxine. But I just want you to know, I want you to really know now that I have no pain. It's not hurting anymore. I'm getting as if he's saying it's not hurting anymore. I don't know what this was. I just suddenly thought tumour or something like that. But it could have been anything. It could have been absolutely anything. It could have been a bad leg. It could have been anything. It could have been heart disease or anything. But I just thought tumour then. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just that way. And really we shouldn't assume anything. But you just get these thoughts in your head, don't you? But regardless of what it was, the good news is there, Maxine, that he's saying I'm not in any pain. And he's picked that to tell you that he's not hurting anymore. I had to leave that way. Maybe the pain was too great from a physical point of view, of course, but now I have no pain. I don't have to feel it because I'm not in my body anymore. A bit like as I always say, the car is a write-off and I've had to get out and walk. But either way, I don't have to drive that crapped out banger anymore. The clapped out banger has gone to the scrapyard, as you would say. We've scrapped it in that regard, and his soul is free to walk it, to get out and walk. But of course, he's got a bit more space to walk in now. Now he's free from the three-dimensional world, as you would say, and I suppose really when he says, "No, I've no more pain," there, I've got no more pain. I suppose he's saying I'm free, isn't he? He's saying he's free. He's in, and that's the and I think really in your father's case there, Maxine, I got a funny feeling as though death was the mercy in nature. He doesn't have to defend himself from it anymore, and he can move on, and of course still keep in touch, of course. Let's see what else he wants to add to this. Of course, the beginning, middle, and end. Diddle-a-day, diddle-a-day, diddle-a-day. A bit like when you read a birthday card, it has like a rhythm to it, doesn't it? A bit like a limerick or something like that. It's a similar sort of thing. The diddle-a-day, the diddle-a-day, the diddle-a-diddle-a-day. And this is the diddle-a-diddle-a-day bit, if you get what I mean. So he's just saying really that so far, of course, I am in that respect that I am. Yes, I've got no more pain. I had to leave that way. I've got no more pain now, Maxine, and just of course I want you also. Oh, look at that! Look at that! He's just saying I was met by so many loving people. He's using the card that says I was met by so many loving people. So there was a welcoming. I'll call that the welcoming committee card. It's sort of in brief, you could say, well, I had to leave that way. I'm in no more pain, and I was as if to say, you could even read it as I had to leave that way, I was freed from pain and met by so many loving people. When I passed over, I saw the light and went over, and I was reunited even with. I get a funny feeling as though this is not just met by, but reunited with. I get a funny feeling as though he says I was met by so many loving people. That's just what the sentence says, but I got a funny feeling as though he was reunited with people, not just so much the rest of the family neither, but with other friends as well, who he may have lost. As we all lose friends and family, don't we, throughout our life? But maybe he lost a few friends when he was younger as well. Maybe, I'm getting that. But he was met by so many loving people there. Why am I thinking, and I shouldn't think this, because when I think, you smell burning rubber, and I hope I'm wrong really, because it's not really anything to do with it. Because it's not really a reading in that sense. It's a message from your father, and we just take what's been said. But I'm sort of thinking along the lines of maybe an ex-partner, like a girlfriend or a wife, it could be, but an ex-girlfriend. He was met by her. A girlfriend who died tragically. I don't know. I'm not saying that is it. Why I'm picking up on that, I don't know. I could be wrong, and it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong anyway. The fact of the matter is, he's just saying, I was met by so many loving people, and there was a welcoming committee. So he wasn't all out on his own, if you get... Well, I mean, we never are, but he was... there was people who were glad to see him, and he was glad to see them. So it was a bit like... them are your main three cards that, yes, I had to leave that way, but of course I'm not in any more pain. I'm not in any more pain. I was freed from pain. That's what it seems to say. I was freed from pain. The way it had to happen so I could be freed from that pain. That's the reason it happened. Or the reason it had to happen. It had to happen to free me from that pain. But I was met by so many loving people. I was met by, I still say her, I don't know why. I'm sorry, but I keep thinking of that, but I shouldn't do, because it's not really any of my business if it were or not. I was going to pull another card. I want to just pull another card. I just felt like grabbing this card here just off the top of the deck, and just like, only the one though. I just only feel like the one, and that's probably because I want to pull it out. I somehow feel as though the message has been given, really, just enough. He's just said enough for now, but I just feel as though he wants to just say this one more thing here, that he's just saying, I am so much better now. So much better now. Why do I got a funny feeling as though you sound so much better now I've told you this? Do you see how it sort of comes together? Where he said, hasn't he? You've said there, haven't you, there, Martin, that yes, he had to leave that way, and that and that now that now you look at this. I had to leave that way, Maxine. Listen to this, Maxine. I had to leave that way. Now I have no pain. I was met by so many loving people, and I'm so much better for it. I'm so much better now. I've told you that. No, that doesn't make sense, does it? I was just jumping the gun there. I think I'll try again. I think it's how I had to leave that way. Try again. I had to leave that way. If first didn't succeed, try again. I had to leave that way. Now I have no pain, and now I have no pain. I was met by so many... but remember that now I have no pain, it isn't that, is it? It's I had to leave that way so I could be freed from pain. That's how I'm looking at it. Although it says now I have no pain, I'm getting it saying I had to leave that way so I could be freed from that pain. From pain, but don't worry, because I was met by so many loving people. I was reunited with somebody there. That's what he's saying. I was reunited with her. I still say her. I don't know why. Oh, terrible, isn't it? And the more you think about it, the more you say it, the more you carry on saying it, don't you? It's terrible, isn't it? It's a bit like doing outtakes. The more you make the mistake, and the more you laugh, and the more you make the mistake. And it's a similar thing like that, isn't it, there, Martin? I don't know if you can understand, but of course you're saying that you're so much better now. So much better now you've said this. Is that what it is, Martin, that you feel so much better now you've told Maxine this, that you're with her? I keep bloody saying it and I shouldn't. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. I've got to apologise for this, because if this is wrong, I'll have to do this reading again. Well, I can't do this reading again because I'm right, aren't I, Martin? And that's what you've got to say. You've got to I don't know who it is. Like I say, I mean, might not even be a partner. It might be a daughter or anybody. It could be a daughter, niece, or anybody, just a female in his life. But as if he's saying, I'm with her. You'll know who this is, Maxine. So of course it's between you and your father, and of course if I was to say too much and know too much, then it's not private between you and your father anymore. So what we'll do now, we'll grab your father's cards. Martin, remember, you're still here. We know you're not. I know we're talking behind your back, but we will talking about you, not to you. What we'll do is, Martin, now we'll get your cards and we'll just rotate them and place them face down, just out of thanks to you there, Martin. Thanks for your patience as well. Thanks for tolerating me. I'm not the best people to get on with now and again. I suppose none of us are, really, are we? But under the prevailing circumstances, you'll have to cope just for now. And I just want to say now, Martin, whatever that was rather an intense message that you were giving there. And I did sort of feel as though there was something in it. So, of course, with that, I just want to say, just like those loving people there that you're now with, and I can sort of see them all smiling. I don't know who they are, but you can sort of see them in the mind's eye, all smiling. I don't know what they're smiling, not laughing, just smiling. No. And the more you think about it, the more you keep thinking about. So I think I'm going to, before I go off for a cup of tea, and I'm sure, well, a cup of coffee then, I think I'll need something stronger. But before we do that, Martin, and before no doubt Maxine goes off for something stronger as well, we just want to close the setting, and we just want to say farewell to you there, Martin. But before we do, I just want, and we all do really, and all of us watching this, or with us, as you could say, joining in this setting here, we just want to say thanks for your time, thanks for your energy there, Martin. It's great meeting you, and thank you for allowing me to mediate between you and your daughter there, and no doubt a very sensitive sort of thing there, whatever that is. Usually it's the sort of thing, do you mind we're talking, keep your nose out, but of course you can't help sometimes. You've got to. It's just the way it is. That's the only way, unfortunately. It's a bit like people spying on you on the internet and things. For as much as you think it's private, that isn't neither. But you just have to be careful what you say. That's a different kettle of fish. That's a worldly thing, isn't it, Martin? You're in spirit, and of course you're free. You are free. We know that now. And as I say, we thank you for your energy, we thank you for your time, and thanks for sharing the message as well. And yeah, thanks for tolerating my sense of humour as I try and use, and I'm sure it might be your sense of humour coming through me, I don't know. Maybe sometimes we have to have the ability to laugh at ourselves, don't we, regardless of the misfortune and things that happen to us. So with that, Martin, I'll say now, to close, we'll say farewell, and we ask that you now rest in peace, and love is the law, love is the bond. Merry did we meet, merry do we now part. And Martin, merry may we meet again. And with that, we just place the cards on top of Martin's cards, and we lay Martin back to rest, back to the summer lands he goes, as if he ever left. And we just close our eyes now and we visualise a door that's wide open with a bright light coming through it. And now we imagine that door closing slowly and the light slowly going out, and it goes dimmer and dimmer and dimmer, and as it does, the light of the world, the light of love, turns into the darkness of our corrupt world that Martin left behind. And we open our eyes and we say once again, blessed be to Martin and all absent friends.